Simley High School has a long history in the sport of wrestling. Jim Short started the program back in 1970, and his son Will Short was a two-time individual state champion while he was a student here. Will is now the athletic director and the head wrestling coach, and he's coaching Charli Raymond, already a four-time state champion in girls wrestling and arguably one of the best wrestlers in Minnesota state history. Raymond recently picked up her 100th career win, another milestone in an already impressive career.
I was so close last year. I ended with like 97 wins, and I was like, oh my. But I started the season off with a little bit of some health issues, but found a way to battle back, and it was just amazing to get my 100th win.
Winning your fourth state championship as a sophomore implies that you started wrestling at a young age, which is certainly the case for Charli Raymond.
I grew up, my brothers, I have two older brothers, and they wrestled. So I grew up, I watched them wrestling, and my mom wasn't so sure about me wrestling, but one day my dad took me to a tournament just to watch my brothers, and I had this little pink and purple singlet that I brought with just because I always brought a bag ready. And I went to the bathroom when my dad was not watching me, and I put my singlet on, and then he entered me into the tournament, and that's where it all started.
Minnesota didn't have a state-sanctioned girls wrestling tournament until 2022, which meant if Charli wanted to wrestle, she would have to start wrestling against boys.
Up until, I would say, my 7th grade year of wrestling, I grew up wrestling boys. That's pretty much all I knew. I mean, I would wrestle girls at like Min USA State, but our brackets would only be 2 or 3 girls, so it would be, you wouldn't get a lot of matches, so it would mostly be boys, and I'd be wrestling boys and girls just to get more competition.
As soon as I saw Charli compete with our boys, I knew that we had something special, and that we were going to have a girl that was going to be able to do some really high level stuff.
And that high-level stuff started in 2022 when Raymond won the first girls' individual championship at the state wrestling meet.
When I found out that girls wrestling was going to be sanctioned, I knew that it was something that I wanted to be a part of, and I knew where I needed to be to get to where I wanted to win. And so yeah, it was like a surreal moment almost. Growing up, I didn't get to watch like girls wrestling growing up, just in high school, so it was fun.
Well, the number one thing that impresses me about Charli is her work ethic. I mean, it's as tough and committed a work ethic as I've seen it in wrestlers, boys or girls. She doesn't miss workouts. She lifts hard. She wrestles hard. She trains hard. She holds herself accountable. She likes to learn and grow from her matches. I think she's done a great job of just managing the pressure that she's under every week of who she can wrestle, and everybody's kind of out to get her, and I would be too if I was chasing Charli. I mean, she's right now one of the girls that I think people would like to go out and get. But I'm just proud of how committed she stays, how disciplined she stays throughout a season, and how much she's committed to the process of being the best that she can be.
Charli also plays softball, even if there isn't a lot of time for that.
I play softball in the spring too, though, so it's I had to learn how to balance wrestling and softball, and only being a 7th grader playing high school sports while also wrestling was something that I had to learn to balance, but I learned it and just went from softball practice to wrestling practice and got better. I really like softball, but it's always nice to, I'm wrestling for a little bit, and then I have about 2 months for softball, and then right back to wrestling gotta get ready for Fargo and all that. So it's a good little break.
We pushed her out to Fargo this year, even though she was playing softball, and softball and freestyle wrestling don't really go well together. But I told Charli and the family that we've got to get her out to Fargo and get her to that national championship so she can start to be seen and start to really compete at the freestyle what women are doing at the college level. She's a very good folk style wrestler, but she's going to need to transition to freestyle wrestling when she goes to college.
She hasn't committed to a college yet, but based on her work ethic, past accomplishments, and family dynamic, that challenge shouldn't really be a challenge.
When we were younger, in our basement, we'd always have wrestling matches, and it's always competitive no matter what you're doing, even if it's who can wash a dish faster. No matter what, it's competitive. So it was, growing up, it was always so fun. mess around in the basement wrestling each other, just whether we're playing games or anything. So there's always that edge of like, I want to be better than you. And as the youngest, it was like, I'm going to be better than you.
So about the chance to be one of 2 wrestlers ever to win 6 state titles in Minnesota, is she concerned about keeping the streak going?
Nope. Just go out there and have fun. It's the main thing.
At Simley High School in Inver Grove Heights, Justin Barrientos, NSPN.TV.